Hey everybody, can you guys hear me? I don't know. Let me test this audio. Okay, it seems like you guys can hear me okay. I'm using a plug-in microphone. Let's see. Super. Oh, okay. Hmm, okay. Okay, I'm using a plug-in microphone, little headset. Hey ladies, how's it going? Happy Thursday. So I wanted to come on and do a live stream on you can hear me? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I wanted to come on and do a live stream on this topic because I don't know, I was just sitting here kind of in my thoughts earlier about this and dream girl, dream guy, um, soulmates, how valid it is, if it's real, if it's fake, yada yada. Um, As for me, I haven't been doing much dating recently. I went on one date probably in the past, like, almost 3 months. I just I'm not on any dating apps, and I'm on another social media platform that takes a lot of my time, so I haven't bothered to go out and meet guys and be social outside of, like, being with my girls. I've spent more time with my girlfriends than dating, and I'm really happy about it. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything, to be honest. I'm so over dating apps. I don't think I ever want to get on a dating app ever again in my life, to be honest. Um, but the date that I did go on, it was with uh, he is black, but West Indian-ish type of black. And I just want to be clear for those that are new to my channel, I advocate for Black women dating all types of men because we need more encouragement in that arena, considering we're the group of people that are the least likely to date outside of their race compared to our male counterparts. So, my platform is to encourage Black women to dive into their femininity, to dive into abundance mindsets, specifically in the arena of dating. And I am not a divestment. Like, this is not a divestment channel. I'm not a divester. If you had to classify me as anything, I would say swirl. Like, I date everybody. I'm more of a best man for the job type of girl. I'll date any man of any color. But my last date was with a man who is black, and I met him through not a dating app exactly, but through this white girl who is married. And so he is the best friend of her husband. And so she hooked us up together. We followed each other on Instagram, me and this the black guy, and we were talking a little bit and he asked me out. We went on one date and it was good. In my opinion, he claims it was good as well. Um, and we've been talking ever since then, but trying to meet each other again just didn't seem it just hasn't happened for whatever reason. But in general, there was some red flags, of course, in the very beginning. We did go out to a nice rooftop lounge and had appetizers and drinks, but before the suggestion of this lounge came up, at first he wanted me to go to the rooftop of his apartment complex. And he was gonna provide like a bottle of wine and we were just gonna go and sit and meet up and talk. So off the rip, I was like, absolutely fucking not. Excuse my language. There's no way I'm meeting you for the first time at your apartment complex community area. That's crazy as hell. Like, I don't know what you think this is. And he is not the first man in my dating life that I've had for the past 10 years at least of adult dating that experienced when I was asked to obviously not only come to their house, but come to like their community activity room and meet there for a first. quote unquote date or meeting. Like that was just freaking weird. And so not meeting up with you again. Right, that too. So that's the other thing, right? So just in general, him not wanting to coordinate another date is a problem. He only wanted to meet up with me again at his house at the second date. I don't know. Like from the beginning, he said, I'm a homebody and I'm just trying to, I'm a homebody and I'm vegan. So he put those things out there to make it seem like he's not trying to go out much, number one, because he is a homebody. And then he's vegan, so which is nothing wrong with that. But that leaves out a lot of options for going out to eat and going to cool restaurants and just going places where you spend money to enjoy and have good drinks and have good food because he's vegan, so he doesn't eat at those places, and so he wouldn't want to spend his money there. So those are those are things I was like, okay. But he's 32, he's 6'3", he has no children, he's college educated, and he works in finance. He owns his own condo, so he would be classified as what the YouTube streets would say as a high value black man. Um, and I always attract them for, I just do. And so every time I try to give them a chance, thinking like, oh, this, let's see, it's the same BS every time. So when I was on this date with him, though, he said he'd been single for over a year and a half. And I've expressed already on my platform that no matter the race or the economic status of the man, if he claims he wants a woman in his life, he wants a wife someday, he wants a child, he's in his 30s, and he has not been in a relationship for over a year. The way that the men believe it's weird for a woman to be single for a long time, I think it's even more weird for a man to be single for a long time, and he claims he is on the search, right, for a wife. Men that are consistently like they're in a relationship or they're just booed up, they don't stay single for long. The only men that I have found the most difficult to date across all races and income levels are men who have been single for a long time. I don't know what it is. I talked about this specifically on my TikTok page for this um, YouTube channel, that men who just haven't had a woman in their life for a while, it's going to be hard for them to commit because they're also not abstinent, right? So they're physically active with women. They're just not committing to them for whatever reason. The emotional connection is not there, but the physical is always there and or the priority for every woman he meets. So that was literally the exact story with this guy. He told me he hadn't been in a relationship for a year and a half. And so I asked him, "Well, what are some reasons as to like why? Like you've been dating different women. What are some things that you've noticed just like why hasn't any one singular woman been enough for you to commit to a relationship? Not even marriage, not even like just a simple relationship, exclusivity, boyfriend and girlfriend, and you claim her as your girl." And he said with every single woman he's went on a date with for a year and a half, he said there was zero emotional sparks and or connection. So I said, okay, that is a valid and fair answer. Like you can date someone or date and just not feel anything. That's valid, but that's not I'm just gonna be for real. That is just not even how love and all those things work. Like you don't like if you really want to be with somebody, you'll find somebody if you really want to, because you're gonna put in the effort to form a connection. Connections are to be formed. Like they don't happen out of thin air. Obviously, like personalities mesh better. You have your best friend and you have your acquaintances, right? But your acquaintances can become your best friend if you put in the effort to really get to know them, spend time with them. After all that consistency, they will grow on you and you can develop an even deeper relationship with them. It just matters of real. Yes, girl, we are live, honey. I am back. I got okay, guys, I took a huge hiatus because my laptop just was horrible. And I just got a new laptop literally last week. I finally got my desired MacBook. And so now I can literally go live whenever now. I just need a new microphone, like I've always needed, but I have a plug-in microphone that just works better with my MacBook than it did with my HP computer. So, okay, I'm like listening to myself to make sure the audio is still good. But yeah, like the audio is not the best because I'm using wired headphones. Um, but I'm gonna get that new microphone, like a for podcasting and stuff, and I'll be plugging that into here. But for now, I hope this is okay. And I just wanted to come on real quick and simple. But oh, Bula, I love you guys too. I've missed you ladies so much, honestly. Um, but yeah, like as I was saying, relationships and deep connections are meant to be formed. They don't just happen out of thin air. And it's a real sign of emotional immaturity of some level, right? Not a lot, but of some level, to think that you need to duck and dodge people that you're choosing to spend time with on a date. Duck and dodge them because you don't feel some kind of a spark. But if you really want to be with someone, you're going to take the time to get to know them and make an effort with them. And you're not going to think about the immediate sparks and butterflies that are supposed to come. Instead, you're going to be focused on getting to know the person and spending more time with them and building memories with them to form that connection. So he was just another classic case of a man who has most likely very low emotional intelligence because men aren't firsthand emotional creatures, they're more logical creatures. But he doesn't have that emotional capability to understand or mental capability to understand that to form a deep connection, you have to do just that. You have to form it. It doesn't happen on a first date with a woman or a person that you're seeing for the first time ever. You are not going to feel sparks, but that does not mean that person will not be good for you. And so, since a lot of these men are emotionally incapable of understanding that, they believe they need to have high school butterfly sparks in their stomach when they meet a girl in order for them to believe it's worth it, right? Like, there are a lot of men who do not even want to pay money to take a girl on a date because they don't believe it's worth it. And this brings me to my title, Dream Girl, Dream Guy. I really should have left it at Dream Girl, to be honest. Can I do that? Oh, I can't edit it right now. Let me remove Dream Guy and put Dream Girl. It just really is like, okay. Major, please edit. Wait, what? Sorry, y'all. I got this new computer. I'm like looking at stuff, but I don't know. I'll edit it. Oh, it okay. I don't know if it updated on you guys, but I'll update it later. Um, this what brings me to my title, Dream Girl. This concept guys have, the one or whatever. I don't buy it. I don't buy the whole when a guy I don't know what I said in previous videos because it's been a while, but I think my new mindset today is that I don't believe that men know there's like this quote unquote the one or whatever. I believe more so in the taxi cab theory that when a man is finally ready, it doesn't matter what girl is around. If you're just the girl that's around when he's finally done being a player, he's gonna propose to you. I believe in that taxi cab theory. I believe that men do not have like this girl that they initially see as the one. They come across many women that can be the one for them. They just don't want to put in the emotional work it takes to form that deep connection because it does need to be formed. Not everyone is going to have a butterfly at first sight story. But since those stories feel so good to hear and to watch, like in videos or in movies and stuff, that's just what everyone wants. But at the end of the day, everyone is not getting that. Most people have to work and form relationships with others for them to thrive long term. Butterflies and all that other stuff is high school It's high school level. It's high school level. As adults post 30, you need to be intentional about who you decide to spend time with and who you decide to let into your life on an intimate in an intimate capacity. So if you are going on a date and you don't feel butterflies, that does not mean that man would not make a good husband for you. That does not mean you'll never fall in love with him past the first date. That just means you don't know him like that. So there's nothing for you to really fall in love with and or like on such a deep level because you just met the guy. So I don't know, like this guy that I dated, seen that too many times. Yeah, girl, too many times. This guy went on a first date with, um, I don't take personal when I go on first dates with guys and then I learn that they've been single for a really long time, like past a year. They're over the age of 30. They have all their ducks in a row. Those three factors check off and they're not really interested in planning a second date with me. I automatically don't take it personal because they have been routinely doing this with other women before me, and they're most likely going to continue to do it with women after me. So I don't take it personal as a, oh no, he just don't want you. You're just the one he don't want. No, because he didn't want the last five women either. There can't be something wrong with all 10 women he's sat on a first date with in the past 12 months. Us 10 women, I guarantee you, if he's choosing to sit down with these women, then clearly they meet some form of a criteria, meaning maybe they have decent job or income. They clearly keep themselves up to be attractive enough for him to even ask on a date, right? They're probably not severely like disgustingly overweight to the point where he's turned off. He's asking these girls out on a date. They meet a criteria from the get go. So for all the women before me to not make the cut for whatever reason, I'm not going to take it personal when I don't make the cut because these men after me, I don't see them pop up married. I mean, these women, I mean, the men later after they date me, I don't see them pop up engaged and with a putting a ring on the very next girl's finger. You know what I'm saying? Like if he did that, then that would make me think, okay, maybe it was literally something about me because right after me he finds the woman for him. So maybe I there was literally something that I didn't do because he was ready to marry, which is why he gave her the ring and not me. He was technically ready. But if it's like 5 or 10 girls before me didn't get it, I don't get it. The next 5 girls don't get it. The next 10 girls don't get it. 3 years pass by, he's still single. It is not a woman problem, sweetie. It is a man problem, sweetheart. Because these men that are like this, they are looking for a dream girl. They are looking for a girl they constructed in their head that does not exist. That's number one. Number two, like I said, they believe that sparks, butterflies, and some magical thing is supposed to happen the moment he lays her eyes on her. And that's a lie. I don't believe that. I know men go around saying, I knew she was the one, da, 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 when I first. But they, it's funny. They always say that after the wedding, after she's already been his wife for years. Then he can finally say, I knew it and I was right because now she's my wife. Like, but the other girls, that could have definitely also been his wife because they were probably also good women. He doesn't feel that way about them though. The butterflies in the stomach is a form of anxiety. I don't want that. Exactly. You don't want that. You want to be a mature adult who knows how to get to know someone, who knows how to ask questions, who knows how to be intentional, who knows how to be consistent and disciplined in your ability to, want to even keep going with that person, right? And until someone literally disrespects you or says things that don't match your belief system or your morals, I would say those are really the top two reasons as to why you could be like, okay, this isn't going to work. And it was nice knowing you, nice meeting you, nice knowing you, but you're disrespectful, number one. And, or you have a whole completely different belief system than me or a different religion than me. You believe this and that about this area that I don't believe in. So we just wouldn't mesh well because we are quite literally different. Those are the top two reasons, not the only, but those are my top two reasons as to why I would be so ready to write someone off from the beginning. If not, then I'm still open to getting to know them. It's just a matter of when and where and what are we doing. So, that's like, and that's because I am open to getting to know people, on a deeper level, truly and genuinely. I don't have any walls up. So my criteria is actually really easy. As long as we get along and we have similar beliefs and you're not disrespectful or harmful to me, then I don't have a problem with you. And I am open to getting to know you. Just depends on when, where, how, and what we're doing. But I'm never just gonna write someone off and then the reason as to why is gonna be I didn't feel the butterflies. Like that is not ever, ever going to be my reason as an adult Black woman as to why I, I write somebody off. You know, in general, when it comes to dating, obviously the basics have to be there, like attraction, things like that, basic human stuff that everyone goes off of. And as long as those things are there, then I have no reason to not pursue it, right? And this is what I encourage Black women to think. Be very open in the dating market, open to men of different races, different types of careers. Um, be open because this is going to give you more options as the group of people in the nation who are the least married and have very low rates of companionship with a man, you know, in the romantic arena. You need to be as open as possible because going for this same Black man is not going to work for honestly most of us. And why do I say most of us? Because most of us are single. Most of us do want to have a man in our life, and we don't have that. So we need to really lock in on being open, letting our walls down and letting our guards down while being wise and intentional and understanding of our wants and desires and being confident in them so that we don't settle for less. So when are you walking? Oh, I say, or hill. Unfortunately, I don't know what this comment really means, honestly, but whether you want to understand it or not, life is about human beings and people more than it's about a career and a job and all of that. The reason why you pursue anything else is because of people. You wouldn't have a career if there were no damn people involved in it, including men, including children, including other women. So it's not abnormal to have conversations about them in the form of romantic relationships or regular relationships. I touched on um I touched on regular relationships also. I didn't just say a man. I said being intentional about getting to know somebody. You don't have to have a romantic relationship about to do that. So I don't know where you must be new here. I don't even know. I guess so. I don't even be yeah, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? Let's just ban that person. I don't even know who that is. But at the end of the day, on this topic, Dream Girl and soulmates, this is a real epidemic with a lot of men, and this is the real reason why so many men are single because they need to have a butterfly effect. Really, it's the reason why a lot of people are single, women included. They need a butterfly effect. And I was on a first date with this guy, and he quite literally confirmed that. I told him, "Why have you not why have you been single for a year and a half?" But I said, "You're tall, literally tall, dark, and handsome, and you claim you want a wife, you want a traditional marriage and a relationship. You're ready to be a provider. why have you been single for a year and a half? I flat out asked him because he's the man. He does the proposing, he does the choosing. And I'm not delusional to sit here and think that there are absolutely no women anywhere for him to choose from to start doing that. And his answer was he didn't feel an emotional connection with any woman he went out with on the first date that he chose, by the way. None. None. I'm just like, the fact of the matter is, dude, you don't want to be with anybody. You don't want to be in a serious relationship. You have already been single doing your thing for over a year, almost 2 years at this point, because that date was a couple weeks ago. For like almost 2 years at this point, this is your comfort zone. And including a woman in that and understanding that you're going to have to be a little less selfish when you include a person in your life, you're going to have to be um, you're going to have to be more open and vulnerable is not comfortable for you. That's not your comfort zone because you've been by yourself. So you don't need to be less selfish, you know? You don't need to be more vulnerable when you're chilling in the house by yourself every day, when you're going to work, handling your business every day. You have no real reason to navigate like you're dealing with somebody, and you're quite literally not. You're dealing with yourself. So the thought of having someone else come into your personal space and have the capacity to probably piss you off or ruin something you've had planned because you have to accommodate someone else, it is scary for a lot of single people. And I think that's the case for him. So it's just unfortunate because with a lot of these men, especially Black men, the ego is so high and the desire for this dream girl slash perfect love story is so strong, they're going to end up they are going to end up being single much longer than they believe women are or already are, you know. But I talked about this. If a man specifically has been single for a long time, something is up. Because the men who are real providers, the men who want to be with a wife, they have that. They're not dating around for 3 years trying to find something so simple, which is a wife. Finding a wife is simple. Men have been finding wives since the beginning of time. It's the most simple thing a man can do is find a wife. It's harder for a man to get into law school. It's harder for a man to become an astronaut than it is for a man to find a wife. Okay? Why? Because humans getting together and creating relationship is an instinctual thing to do. It doesn't take much brain power and it doesn't take much time. It's incredibly easy. It's the oldest thing that human beings have been doing since we got on this earth. And anything else today is increasingly harder than connecting with one another. The difficulty in that is the pride and the ego and the fear. And so it's just unfortunate when all these high value men of all colors have all their ducks in a row, claim they want this and they want that, but they're not acting in that space. They're ducking and dodging all these women that quite literally could be their wife and give them the thing they say that they want. And then they're just going to grow old by themselves. And they're going to be telling everyone how regretful they were in their younger years when they had suitable wives. They had better access to suitable wives when they were these young bachelors and stuff. And they ducked and dodged them, played them, flat out lied just to get them in the bed and didn't take them seriously to have a family with. And then they grow old and they have nobody. And then they get regretful about it. You know how many old men are on the internet right now making videos about how stupid they were when they were young? Because at the end of the day, a woman that is beautiful and young and ready to be a wife, they are not flocking to old men. They're flocking to good looking men who are fresh on the scene in terms of like the economic, quote unquote, economic scene where he's starting to make really good money, and it's time for him to purchase a house, and all these milestones that these young men are crossing for the first time. Those are the types of men a lot of young women also want to be paired with, because they want to have a life with a guy. Not a lot of young women want to get with an old man. That's actually not the majority. I know that's all the rave on the internet right now. The sugar daddy, sugar baby, give me some money. Where's the old men at with the money? I know that's like a trend right now, but it's not really like a real thing that's happening according to the numbers. According to the numbers, people are getting married under the age of 35, like between the ages of 27 to 35, and they're all marrying in that same age group, each other. Educated people are marrying other educated people. People who have kids are also most likely to marry someone else who has children as well. Like, people are marrying other folks within the same arena. There are not most marriages happening today, they are not happening between women who are 23 and men who are like 45 or 50. That's that's a delusion, that's a dream, that's just not a reality. It's okay to wanna date an older man, of course. There's nothing wrong with that. Your preference is your preference. Who you fall for and who you decide to spend your time with is up to you. But it's not a reality. Like, most women don't wanna date old ass dudes. Like, they don't wanna do that. They wanna date a young guy that they're actually attracted to and has his mind right and his stuff together. That's always going to be the dream guy for a young girl. Is a guy that's fine and hot and he is financially stable. That is like every woman's real dream girl. And he's committed and he's honest and he's loyal. That is like the trifecta of qualities that a woman really wants. Having an old, loyal, rich guy is cool, but he's not attractive. So a woman has to let go of that part, but she gets money, you know? So there's always going to be trade offs of some kind, which is fine. Exactly all the men I date are construction workers or construction contractors, same area. Yes, it's just what's most likely to happen. You're most likely to date and meet people within your environment, professionally, culturally, like even down to politically. If you're politically involved in your city, you'll probably meet people and have lots of friends that are also in those environments. If that's where you spend most of your time, if that's where you spend most of your mental and emotional energy being involved, you'll meet more people from there. There's nothing wrong with that. So I just think that this guy that I went out with, obviously, like I said at the beginning, he was nowhere near interested in having something serious. But I don't take it personal, and I will encourage other Black women to not take things like that personal, because if a guy has been single for years, you are not the problem, okay? He's probably dated 10 other women for sure in the last 12 months that he chose and that he saw as qualified enough at least to spend some time with and to spend money on a meal. And if they didn't work either, not one, the problem is not you. I promise you that. The problem is not you. The problem is him and his delusion for wanting a dream girl. He's probably listening to other men give the whole, I you just know when you first see her, da 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 stuff. But the men who experience that, that's great, that's their experience. But obviously, there's men who have not experienced that because they're still single, still trying to date, still trying to find this woman. And I just believe that most men aren't going to have that type of experience slash revelation when it comes to their wife. There's going to be more men who their wife is a woman that's been around them. They just haven't paid her no attention because he thinks he deserves better, or he just keeps looking elsewhere. He's like obsessed with the search. He's obsessed with the option to the point where he is neglecting a woman that could literally be his wife and give him a family within the next 12 months because he is obsessed with trying to find something new, and he's going to waste all his most energetic years as a man, turn into an old dude who can't do anything else, who can't run after his toddler because he old as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that is gonna be like he's gonna wake up regretting that he did not take advantage of the opportunity to take that one girl seriously or multiple women. There are literally men on YouTube of all races, by the way, who have said that they are regretful that they didn't take at least 5 girlfriends they had in their younger years or 5 women they met and dated for a period of time in their younger years and regret not taking them seriously because if he would have just took one of them seriously, he'd have a wife and he'd have kids. Like these men literally grow old, never being married and never having children and knowing that's what they really always wanted. And they don't even bother to have it now in their old age because they know they're old. What are they going to do? Have a baby at freaking 45 just to be gone in 10 years because men have the shortest lifespans. Black men specifically, most of them don't even live past the age of 55. Like I think 60% of black men die or pass away at past the age of 65, according to a 2019 Black Census report that I showed on my channel um, a year or so ago. Black women outlive black men longer. I think our numbers are we live the most longer past the age of 65, right? So no, a lot of those men are not thinking about having a child for the first time and they're freaking 50 and they have the highest chances of being out of here by 55. Are you kidding me? Why would you bother as a man? Why would you bother? Women, when we turn 55, we don't even have that option to have a child, even if we wanted to. So I'm not, we don't even have to think about that for us. Those days are over for us at that age. But men, those days aren't over for them. So they technically can. But it's like, why? Just so you won't even be able to see the child graduate from high school. And they'll really have issues with not knowing who their father is. When they're so young, you try to teach them anything, are they even going to remember? Like they're so young and little, like you want to be there in their young adult years, which is when they're really developed and you get to talk to them about real life situations. So you don't want to be out this earth as a guy because you believe the whole I can have kids for the rest of my life. Have kids, and then what you gonna do with them? Because you'll be gone though. You waited so freaking long. Like women have a biological clock, but men, I believe, have an energy clock. A man's energy runs out. The energy he had in his early 20s to go out and get it, he's not having that at the age of 55 or 60. At that age, he's ready to put up his feet, retire, relax, and enjoy the fruits of his labor that he put in when he was younger. So men have an energy clock. They don't have much time. Like, that's why the men are against that child support stuff and all these other things and divorce things and splitting up their business. And what I have always seen in the comments on those issues is men complaining about, I worked so hard all those years when I was younger. I'm never going to get those years back to restart my business. I don't want to give half my stuff away and blah, blah, blah. I love that your opinion is based on reality. There are so many extreme takes on it. It's very extreme. It's not realistic. And it's leading everyone to, it's leading our society to like social, mental, and emotional destruction. They have an imaginary dream girl in their head, girl they created in their head, and most will never meet her or are not qualified for her. This is exactly the point of the video. I've come across in my dating life of 10 years, of my dating experience of 10 years as an adult woman dating other adult men. I have come across so many men that turn down amazing women time after time again. They say, I've been single for 3 years. I've been single for 4 years. I met a guy that was single for like 6 years or something like that. Turning down women, actively dating, turning them down. And their excuses, oh, just no emotional connection. Just no. Blah. And it's just like, what does that even mean? Like, you are supposed to form connections. You're supposed to build connections. Love is an action word. It's not a feeling. Love is something you do. It's not really something you feel. Like, you show love. Okay, you show love. And then the person you're showing love to through your actions, they can feel the love, but it's something that you do more than you feel. You show it more than it's like no one just feels love without something being done first. Okay, if no one does anything for you ever, you're not going to know or even believe they care, let alone love you. So these men are they're more delusional than the women they claim are also delusional online. There are delusional women, right? There are definitely emotionally immature women that want men to be like Prince Charmings in the movies, and men just aren't like that in real life. They're not going to be your Prince Charming off the rip. He does not know you. He's not going to act like that towards you. You have to be a woman in her femininity, in her divine mind, and then the right man is going to come. He's going to notice that. He's going to be like, what is the word? He's going to be, I don't want to say like obsessed with it, but a woman who is in her feminine energy, it's like intoxicating when she's around a healthy masculine man. It's like intoxicating for him. Like she is like, he can't get enough. You know what I'm saying? When you're really in your femininity, when you're really in your right mind, when you're confident as a woman, when you're when you just have your own thing going on, the man who wants you is he's going to come after you. His masculinity is going to be awakened. You're going to inspire him to actually be a better man on his own. So I'm against women building men up, but I'm not against women inspiring a man. And you inspire him by being a feminine woman. You inspire him by being the best woman you can be on your own. You don't inspire him by helping him out with anything, to be honest. If he really wants you, he sees how well you carry yourself, and he is going to step up to the plate to make sure he can maintain you because he wants you in his life. None of this is going to work on a man who could care less about you. It's not going to work on a delusional, egotistical man or a man who's navigating from hurt masculinity. He's not healed. He's not right within himself. None of that is going to work with that type of guy. He's not even going to be able to see a good woman. 20 of them will hit him in the face, you know, will fall right into his lap, and he won't notice any of them and take any of them seriously if he's not right within himself. A hurt, distraught man can't be a good leader and cannot be healthy in his masculine. It just doesn't work like that. These dudes want an exotical stripper with wife duties. Yeah, that too. That too. A hypersexual look as a woman is, that's what's going to get a lot of the guys' attention. It's a lot of sexual focus. I actually saw a post like this. Oh my gosh, on Facebook. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, what was that dude's name? What was that guy's name who posted this? It was basically a post about what? Now I'm scrolling through Facebook looking at stuff. It was basically a post showing that a black woman who was a WNBA player, she was making like barely 200 something $1,000 a year playing in the WNBA. And she got out of the WNBA, started an OnlyFans, an OF, and she ended up making like almost $1 or $2 million per year off of that. I think she made like $1.2 million a year. But she totally switched up her look. She got the whole like IG girl thing going on. Here it is. I'm about to share my screen and tell y'all this. And she was playing a sport in the WNBA. They don't pay a lot regardless, but she was not showing herself in that manner. Started the OF page and started making $1.2 million a year. And then the post was talking about how this is like really what men care about. They don't care about a woman doing something that actually involves some talent. If you just look good and have a hypersexual look, you can get all of their money. Like that was literally the post. That's more so what it takes. That is how you're going to get the guy to provide for you if you tap into that sexual energy. Here it is. I'm about to show you all this right now. Actually, I'm gonna screenshot it. Okay. Oh, how do I do that on this computer? Damn it. I don't even know how to screenshot on here. Um, how do you screenshot on a MacBook? I really don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, maybe I'll just okay. I'm gonna just share my screen. Mm, oh man, I'm a Microsoft girl, so I don't know. Okay, what? Okay, damn it. If only I just knew how to screenshot on this. Oh, there we go. Okay, let me show y'all this post. You all see it? Oh man, I just want to screenshot this. Honestly. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is the post, y'all. Okay, this is the post. Do y'all see this? Former WNBA star Liz Cambage has found significant financial success on OnlyFans. She played 6 seasons in the WNBA and retired in 2022 as a four-time All-Star. Her WNBA earnings had the maximum salary capped at 234,000 per season. Yes, she only made 170,000. She has bought in more than 1.5 million yearly on OnlyFans, potentially more than triple what she made in her 6 year hoops career, honey. Okay? Okay? This is what I'm thinking about, Willa, from this comment. This is what this is basically all you gotta do. Oh, and then look at the bottom commentary that this girl Tam Straightforward, she's a commentator page. Look at what she said in the bottom. Again, as I've said a million times last week and this week, men will give you all their money if you look good enough. Their main priority is never reciprocity when you look the part. And they wonder why women are getting so much plastic surgery because they know you'll spend all your money just to look at them. Look at her. It's like she got her shoulders reduced or something. Maybe she stopped lifting weights. Maybe she switched to Pilates. I don't know what she did, but she don't even have the same body recomposition that she did in the WNBA photo compared to her OnlyFans photo. Okay? This is that dream girl crap that I'm talking about. This girl This girl, all she had to do was pop up looking like somebody's dream girl, and look at how much more money she's making off of it. Now, I'm definitely not promoting no OnlyFans stuff. I mean, it is what it is. If you're doing that or you are thinking about doing it, I'm not telling any woman to do anything. I'm just pointing out how this dream girl thing is affecting men, their mind, their emotional intelligence, and just their ability to have deep relationships with women. And there is a looks factor to this dream girl. And I think that's obviously men are like the visual creatures. Women are visual, by the way. They hate to admit it, but women are visual. Women definitely love looking at attractive men versus unattractive men for a fact. Um, Apparently, there's a lot of guys on here that are just now figuring that out. That a guy who's in shape with a six pack, full head of hair, cut nice with nice teeth is going to win the game versus a beer belly, you know, bald dude with a raggedy mustache. Just even if he has money, So everybody loves someone that looks good, but for men specifically, they're neglecting a lot of women and counting a lot of women out as their quote unquote dream girl because of the looks only. The men that are heavily into this are what I have experienced the men who are the most single and are the most likely to get into a deep relationship because they are just too busy focusing on the wrong thing and letting the wrong things influence them when it comes to how they're going to choose a wife. No, you look at his pickup truck. For real, those things matter too. She became a whole different person. Yes, she did. This is all she had to do to get more men to pay attention to her and to get money from them, to get that real provider stuff from a guy. This all she had to do. Forget her playing in the WNBA, showing showing discipline, showing talent, showing that she's focused, showing that she's dedicated, qualities that she could translate into making her a good wife. Forget those qualities. All she needed to do was start an OnlyFans page, get the look of a dream girl, and then these men will go ballistic and give her the money. And I bet you a lot of them are also in her DMs ready to marry her. I bet you. Right? So I am like, look, the dream girl and the soulmate is fake to me. Ain't no such thing. Ain't no such thing. But the men believe it clearly, which is why they're putting their money towards the dream girl look. They're putting their attention towards the dream girl look. That's what they're believing in. And it's going to bite them in the bum when they get old and realize that they have no one because they neglected real women in real life that have the qualities and were quite literally qualified to be with them long term, but neglected them and turned them down, didn't take them seriously because they didn't look a certain way or because they didn't meet any other criteria within the dream girl fantasy that they have. People need to be realistic about the type of person they can get. Exactly. Especially men. They talk a lot about women on here, but men are the ones who do the proposing. Men are the ones who do the choosing. It's not women. A woman can be as delusional as she wants to be about the man she thinks she deserves, but at the end of the day, unless she's about to get down on one knee, it really is not that serious compared to the men who are delusional. If you're if you believe in the traditional way, then it's the men that really can't afford whatsoever to be delusional. Women can, in a way, afford to be delusional because we don't make the decisions on, proposing. Like we don't propose. So a woman can be delusional and think she deserves this and that, but she can still get wedding proposals and still become a wife and still have children and remain married. She can, and while being delusional, still, while wanting a man in a six pack, but she got a man with a beer belly. But she still was able, she still could get married to that beer belly man. She still can have totally healthy, beautiful children with that beer belly man. But a delusional man, he will not propose to a woman that doesn't meet his delusion. A delusional man will not have kids with a woman who doesn't meet his delusion. Like there won't be a family, there won't be anything because he won't even make the first move. He won't make the first step. He won't take up his role. A woman can be delusional and still continue on. A man, if he's delusional, he won't move forward until his delusions have been met because he is the one who is the leader traditionally, right? He is the one who is the leader and is supposed to keep things moving. So the men can't afford to be delusional. And the men on here claim that the men are not. That's a lie because look at this girl on the screen. Look at this girl. Look how much money she's getting from all these delusional ass dudes. Like all the men putting this money towards her, that this could be towards their family, but they're giving it to her because they are delusional and thinking that they're going to gain something from this, and they're not. They're simply just not. So I just wanted to talk about this to encourage you ladies that are dating right now. If you are if you come across a guy who if you come across a guy who is just not he's not proactive when it comes to dating you, you realize that he has been a little out of touch with reality because he claims he's been single for a year and a half, over 2 years. He's in his 30s. He's older, right? I'm not talking about little young men who are like 22. I'm talking about men who are grown, like 27 and up, going around saying they want a relationship, they want something serious, but have just been going on date after date after date for going on 2 years and hasn't found anybody. Don't feel like it's you because it's quite literally not. It's most likely him being delusional, being emotionally unintelligent, not understanding how to build a relationship because relationships are to be built. They take effort, they take time, they take consistency, they take discipline, they take vulnerability, they take a lack of fear. And if a man doesn't, if he's not showing those qualities, it's a him problem. I just don't want black women to feel like you're not desired and you're not wanted because a man is just used to being a player and he quite literally doesn't know how to build a relationship, which is why he's not in one. That's the reason. Sparks and butterflies are a lie. Soulmates, dream person, dream girl specifically in this conversation is a lie. No such thing as that. Most people aren't getting that, and that's okay. There still are amazing people and they're still an amazing person for you, and they are not in this dreamy effect, and they're still amazing. So don't count those people out because you're going to be wasting your own time, like these men are wasting their own time. Every guy that I've met that has been single for a long time, they want something that they're just not ever going to get, which is why they're still single. They're never getting it. So I just wanted to come on and talk about that, ladies. I I have my new computer, so I'm gonna do more consistent live streams. I literally just got this new computer like over a week ago, I think, not a couple of days ago, but over a week, like the first week of January, they had a sale, so I bought this new laptop. Um, so my live streams are gonna be running smoothly from now on. I'm just really glad I got this, and I'm glad I can come back and talk about things. But I just can't guarantee a set schedule. But I know I have a lot of time, and I'm just going to be coming on to talk about more things. So I'm gonna leave this video up. Feel free to watch it back and leave your thoughts in the comments. Follow me on my Instagram page and share this video with anyone else that you think could, use the information and the encouragement. And just let me know what you ladies think in the comments. I'm going to talk to you ladies later. Have a great day, evening, and a great weekend. I'll talk to you ladies soon. Bye.